When you pick up something on the street, you're doing it for other people. You didn't walk over the glass.
Exactly.
It's not for yourself because you've walked past it. You're safe, but you're doing it for other people and you get the reward out of it.
Exactly.
So I think when you remember, like you're singing Small Deeds, Native Dean, the guy's stuck in his car. You drive past like, hey, do you need help? You go late to your thing. It's not for you, but you do it for the other person.
Yeah.
But because of our deen, so
it was because it was basically because I was like, it's kind of a custom. I'm Lebanese.
Oh, it's in their
Whenever
culture.
people go out,
I got a story about shouting you one time.
yeah, shouting me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, yeah, and then like I'm Lebanese, so I have to be the one who comes to the forefront, punches on for the check, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
But then you've got people like in Melbourne that are homeless and they're having it hard, or you've got family members like you might donate to someone that you don't even know. Yeah, like Abu Bakr, yeah, radiallahu an. You know what I mean? He used to give a sadaqah, a monthly stipend. I think it was monthly, a monthly stipend to a family member every single time.
There's the one that abused him, yeah, and then he goes
Later
take
on,
it back off him.
his family member, and he's the one that it's called Dil Ghiba against Aisha radiallahu an.
FairDinkum.
I remember I was reading about Prophet Ayub, alayhi salam. I think you spoke about it, like one of the most patient prophets. Is what he's described as, for beautiful patience. He lost all of his children, and then like he was patient. And then there was times where he was like going through sickness, going through illnesses and stuff. And then like his wife, actually there were stories about it. His wife used to like go and sell something that's valuable to go get money to buy it. And he goes, I don't want this food. Where did you get the money from? She even, I was reading about it, Ibn Kathir said in Stories of the Prophet, that she shaved her hair and sold it. And then he goes, no, I'm not even going to take this, that you, like the amount of effort she put. Imagine your wife shaving her hair to feed you. And you still say, no, I'm going to be patient. Allah's enough for me. In my head, if someone goes and does something for me, khalas, you take it. He's like, no, I'm going to be patient. And then through his patience, Allah brought all of his children back.
Was it brought back or they had new children?
Because when I was reading it, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And it said brought back and new children. There was different opinions.
What do you mean by brought back?
Like, I know, that's what I never knew. I didn't understand
so they died and then they came back to life.
And he had more new children. Because that's what the book said. I was confused,
So it could be that, or it could be that Allah had blessed him with more children.
Well,
Okay, so it depends on the scholar.
Because within the book, there's always like one scholar said this and one scholar said that. So I'm just reading what the guy said. I'm just the messenger.
You're just relaying. I feel.
Because it's something where it's like, even those kind of books, sometimes you get like a sheikh and then he goes in more detail. This is more like a summarized.
So Ashraf, how do you relate that to intentions?
Because it's one of those things where it's like accepting what Allah has decreed and being patient. So it's like Allah has my back kind of thing. And that's where that tawakkul and the trust in Allah comes. So it's like what you do, you have to just know Allah's got your back. It might not be now, it might not be in a month or a year, but Allah's got your back long term. If not, but they say if your dua is not accepted now, in the next life it's going to be even better for you, And a lot of people say, like I remember scholars used to say like sometimes they don't even want the reward now because they know that one in the next life. If they could pick,
Yeah.
So,
100%.
It's that kind of thing. It's like just making sure you do things for Allah. But is it something like you kind of deal with too, like with work or finances when you buy something or when you want to look nice, posting photos online?
Now, one thing with me is like when it comes to intentions, I always think, why am I doing this? You know what I mean? Because I always have to have a reason for me to do it. So like sometimes I set like expectations on myself, and the expectation comes on my intent for that reason. You get what I mean? Like for example, like if I'm going to the gym, I gotta like make my intentions. Like, why am I going to the gym? Do I want to get bigger?
Do you actually do that every time you go gym?
Not every single time.
Yeah.
It's like when I start like new task or something like that. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna like do something, I'm gonna set expectations so I can feel fulfilled at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not feeling fulfilled, then I have to like recheck my intentions. Like, am I doing it for the right reasons? Do you know what I mean? And right reasons sometimes can be technically wrong. Yeah, I mean, something that's right for me might not be right in hindsight.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, for example, something that might benefit me, might not be aligned with what's aligned with the deen. Do you get what I mean? Like, for example, I might do something because your intentions can be based off your ego. It can be in line with what the deen says your intention should be. You know what I mean? And often when it's aligned with your ego, it's probably not the best thing for you. Do you know what I mean?
It's like that thing where it's like, you want to beautify your voice when you recite Quran.
Benefiting you enough more than anything.
Nah, but it's still like a part of the deen is you're supposed to recite the Quran in the most beautiful way you can. But then it's such a like a borderline. It's like you want to sound nice for other people, and it's like it's a hard thing to channel.
Yusuf said something about that. He goes, it's bad to do things for people's sake. So for people to
Praise you.
obviously he's relaying what a scholar said to him, yeah. But it's in if anyone wants to check it out, it's called Purification of the Heart. It's like a lecture series by Hamza Yusuf. I actually rate it so much. But he goes in it. He goes, it's worse for someone to not do an action because they're scared of people and their intention wavering for Allah's sake. Does that make sense? So if their intention is, if they're scared of their intention wavering and they're scared that they're going to do things for people's sake, it's actually worse to not do the action than to do the action and have that and have to change that intention. Yeah. And
so like, let's just say like going to the mosque for Isha.
Exactly.
So if you see the boys and that, like, it's like you want to make sure that your intention's right, but then you're thinking, nah, these guys are probably going to think that he thinks he's religious, whatever he is. And you're saying it's worse to not go to the mosque.
Or like if you're thinking in your head, oh, I'm going to go there now and then I'm going to have to, I'm probably doing it for their sake.
Yeah.
I'm probably doing it so the boys see me because I know the boys are going to be there. So I'm probably going to think that, so I'm just not going to go to the mosque so I don't have to deal with that.
Is that something you suffered with though? Like having the right intentions?
100%.
100%. It's
so?
a normal thing, desire.
Desire, exactly. It's a part of our, it's a part of our disposition, bro.
Yeah.
Because you want to make yourself look better in your head, kind of thing. You ever want to feel better about yourself? It's that kind of thing, and you always go through it.
Yeah, I
Like,
get you.
You know, the way our topic now is, do we ever do anything for ourselves? I wanted to actually flip it around. Do we ever do anything for other people? Honestly, like think about it like this, yeah? A lot of the time we're thinking, yeah, we give zakat to other people and we're helping others, yeah? Or for example, I do service for the community and I'm helping the community. But basically what you're doing is you're getting something greater. If you did it for the right intention, which is for Allah's sake, you're getting hasanat in the akhirah. So who's winning out of this more? The people that you're helping in this world or the benefit that you're getting in the akhirah? Like, in all honesty, like I had to deep that once. I remember having a discussion with a certain person. I can't remember who it was, but I had a discussion with a person. And they were talking about, is zakat a selfish act? Not selfish as in like I'm a
It's a good question.
like self-imposed, like this is just for my ego. No. Like as in, is it selfish as in like it benefits you more than it benefits the other person? Yeah. And it is the case. Like a lot of the times, scholars and that would thank the person, the pauper, for them being able to give charity to them, because if they didn't exist, zakat wouldn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
And you couldn't fulfill that pillar of Islam.
Zakat being charity, by the way.
So honestly, like if you're thinking about it, we know that the world works in a way where everything is leaning on each other for it to work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for example, if one animal goes extinct, then the food chain starts to suffer. So if there's no sheep, we wouldn't have lamb or whatever it is, or there's certain wolves that would die off or whatever it is because they used to live off the sheep. Yeah? Basically, because everything leans on each other, do you think that we ever do anything for other people?
100%.
Like what?
Like, well, the question is...
That's solely for other people, not for ourselves. We don't get nothing out of it at all.
I did something today that was 100% for someone else.
Go for it, Talas.
So my friend finished. I don't know if he wants me to say this. So he was working. He was working overnight. Okay.
Name and shame.
Yeah. He finished 7 a.m. and he messaged me last night, and he goes, gym tomorrow, and I knew he was finishing 7 a.m. I said before or after Jummah. Okay. He goes before. I'm like, Ya Allah. He goes, I'll be outside your house 10:15. Okay. I'm like, this guy's keen. I'm like, are you sure? Last time I told him, I said, how keen are you? Because he's asked me a couple of times. Remember we were talking about, like, he's just like not keen.
Same
like,
guy?
Yeah. I said, how keen are you?
You reckon?
I said, how keen are you? I'm like, are you keen enough for me to come and knock on your door like a PT and say, get up, let's go? And he goes, yes. I said, khalas, I want to see this guy. So he said 10:15 he'll be outside my house. I wake up this morning, 9:50. Are you awake? Okay.
No
yeah, because he's 7 a.m. He finished 7, and then 9:50 he finished, and then 10 o'clock I'm hanging out with Zainab, and then I called him, no answer. 10:10 I called him, no answer. Always call him like 20 times. Doesn't call me back. I just called him. And then I'm like, okay, I called him like 3-4 missed calls. I'm like, I'm going to this guy's house. Okay? I went to his house. I took a book. I'm like, okay, I'm going to entertain myself. I went outside his house. I called him. I said 2 missed calls, and I'm knocking on his door. Okay? And it was 11 o'clock when I went to his house. I could have hit the gym. I don't mind thinking about myself. I'm like, okay. I called him first. Second time, right before it rings, ends ringing, he picked up.
You're lucky.
I said, Assalamu alaikum. He asked, what's up, bro? I said, I'm outside. I'm like, are we going gym? He goes, And nah, this. I'm like, I'm outside right now. He goes, no, you're not. I said, hear this, and I beeped.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, you're outside. And he goes, damn, bro, can you allow it?
Yeah.
I said, I can, but you said no gazelle stuff, and you said you have to hold. I was on 2 hours sleep. So for him to push himself is unbelievable. You know, like, wallah, I don't think I would. And then he then took him like 10 minutes. He came, I was like, I'm just waiting for you to tell me I can go home. You know? And I said, nah. And he goes, like, you said you want to be, he said, I'm a beast. I said, let's go be a beast.
Yeah,
And then
let's do
I,
a beast
I
too.
drove and he goes, when are you doing the U-turn? And I took him to the gym. Like, obviously, I went to the gym an hour and a half, like 11:30. You know?
And obviously you've had a proper sleep, so obviously you're going to the gym no matter
Yeah,
what.
and I was gonna hit a session, but I only did it because I know it's one of those things where like you just have to push the guy.
Don't
so
you
he
feel
can-
good that you helped him though?
Honestly, I'm not like it
No,
wasn't.
but do you feel good that you helped him? Be honest. Like you helped him get out of bed and you helped him move.
Honestly, it was more. It was more
How's
for
that
him.
helping him though?
Yeah.
You're helping him, bro. Wallah, you're helping him because he wouldn't
I
have
know,
gone to the
but
gym.
I
That
didn't-
time.
He's
do it to
dying,
make
bro.
myself
This guy
feel
didn't get
better.
enough
No,
sleep
but,
that
but
day.
he's going
What
to
do
the
you
gym.
mean?
He's going to the gym now.
Uh-huh.
Now he's going to the gym. His
Cause-
body will benefit.
No, his body won't benefit, bro. You
Nah,
need
'cause it's
recovery,
sleep.
bro.
What do you mean? From what? Did he exercise the night
didn't
before?
sleep.
Bro, you can't.
No,
You,
he didn't
you
exercise,
can't.
bro.
You can't in a gym
He did-
session without recovering, bro.
Who said that? Recovering from what? He won't work security, bro.
Hey,
He wasn't working out
His
all
body
night.
Hey,
didn't even
there's-
recover from the day before from 2 hours sleep. That's not enough.
No, relax.
saying
This is what
that-
I'm saying. Simple, yeah?
Yeah.
He wasn't doing physically taxing activity the night.
No, it doesn't matter
Yeah,
though.
but-
This is what I'm saying. So he didn't need recovery. His body didn't need recovery.
You always need
from-
recovery.
Nah, you always
Listen, his body didn't need recovery from physical activity. So
Yeah.
he wasn't doing exercise all night for him to go,
Mm.
oh, I'm actually physically wrecked and I need to recover from an exercise or
Okay.
from the gym the night before.
Yeah.
He basically.
Okay, what about,
can
like-
go
What if he
from-
worked
what
hard
It's
the day
just
before?
lack of sleep.
What
Nah,
about?
what if he
It's
worked
just-
Bro,
gym
he
the day
needs to
before?
replenish his energy.
Replenish his energy.
Hey,
bro.
but besides
Gazelles,
that,
bro. Just haven't lived off 3 hours sleep. man.
besides that, it was more a fact like, honestly, like it's not in my head.
I get where you're coming
Yeah,
from.
I honestly
100%
only
agree.
did it because I want him to be a beast.
Mm.
But it's
And
not.
you want the best for him as well.
Yeah, but it's
But-
not like I want to feel
Inshallah.
good.
Like that, like that's
You know?
If your intentions were good, what did
Yeah.
you get out of it?
Honestly, I never even like. I didn't even second guess it.
Yeah, but
I just
that's
want
what
him to
I'm
be a
saying.
beast.
That's what I'm saying. See? But you're a good mate.
Yeah,
It helps you fulfill that criteria in your own head that you are a good mate.
yeah.
Do you understand? So basically, there is an element of something for us to take away from it too.
yeah, there is.
Yeah, there's an element, but it wasn't.
no,
It wasn't.
I'm not saying it's solely for them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm saying there's always an element that we benefit from.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
That's
gonna say. There is
anything,
there.
That's my point.
That's anything.
But that's what I'm
No,
saying.
but-
To answer
But-
your question, because when Ashraf brought up that point, yeah, I'm like, yeah, ticking off the boxes, like, yeah. But at the end, we're getting a laugh out of it right now.
no, but
You know
the
what I mean?
question
like
was.
little situations,
the
like
question
there's
was-
a story out of it. You
Yeah.
can't to answer your question. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some stories as well,
Yeah.
or some ideas. Like, when can I get something where like I don't benefit whatsoever? It's solely for the other person.
Yeah.
It's like there's always going to be a story. There's always going to be some sort of entertainment, even if it's not something like right now. For example, your story, yeah. Well, it's funny to me. You know what I mean? Right now you're telling the story and you're reminding him of how much he could be a beast. You know
He's
what
a
I mean?
beast.
Say again?
Yeah, he's a beast.
Allahumma
Oh,
barik.
Yeah.
he's a gazelle, bro.
But the point is, the question was, do you ever do things for other people?
So you said
no,
yes to that.
That- Yeah, because
But my
95% was for him.
My question was, do we ever do anything for? That's what was my one? my one was the opposite of that, wasn't it? Do we ever not do anything for ourselves?
Do you do anything?
But
Do
it
you
wasn't
do things
for
for
it
others?
wasn't
No,
for
but what
myself.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you is like solely for other people. Like, is it solely for him? Sometimes there's an like majority of the time, if not all the time, there's an element of benefit for us.
Can you give me an example of something that you can solely do for someone else? Then in my head, I'm like, okay.
Nothing. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
Yeah.
something
But that's what I
absolutely.
was saying. There's nothing that I can think of off the top of my head that is solely for
But
another
Do
person.
you know why though? Because I think the main thing is because of our deen. A lot of the things we do, we can get rewarded for. You can like when you pick up something on the street, you're doing it for other people. You didn't walk over the glass.
Exactly.
It's not for yourself because you've walked past it. You're safe, but you're doing it for other people, and you get the reward out of it.
Exactly.
So I think when you remember, like you're singing "Small Deeds," Native Dean, the guy's the guy's stuck in his car. You drive past, like, hey, do you need help? You go late to your thing. It's not for you, but you do it for the other person. But because of our deen, so I think because of our deen, alhamdulillah, Allah is so merciful. We get
Yeah.
rewarded for it. It's only out of Allah's mercy.
That's what I mean. Bro.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're
The
leading
whole
to.
point is-
Yeah.
That's what
I
you're
think
looking
that
for, yeah?
humbles us, cuz.
It does.
If
Yeah.
you think about it correctly, bro.
Both ways there.
Yeah, no, but it humbles us
Yeah.
in one way. Like the matter of the fact is that regardless of what happens, if your perspective is like that of a believer's perspective, and basically that every opportunity or everything in life is an opportunity to gain something from it, then you don't ever not gain something from it. Does that make sense? So even situations where you get completely mangled or you get screwed over, because you learn something, you learn a lesson.
There's something in it. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
something. There's something for
Yeah.
you that you get from it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically, what I'm trying to I'll wrap it up because I feel like I've been going over
In
the airport
circles.
for a bit. You know, I haven't landed yet, but it's basically that I feel like for us to be grounded as believers, and for us to not have too much ego, we have to understand that we're not going around. We're not Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
doing things for everyone else's benefit. We're not, you know what I mean? Like, we do things and we always get something from it, whether we know it or we don't know it. But like we always choose whether or not we can see it. Does that make sense? So
I get you. I'm going back to the intention
that's
things.
it. I'm just trying to aerate, cuz. Go
Yeah.
ahead, man.
Yeah, going back to the intentions thing. Yeah. I went blank. so
Just went like, all right. I got a question for you, Abdul.
yeah, go for it.
Okay. Is there ever a time in your life where you've done something for someone and you thought to yourself, and like, cause you didn't get you didn't get it reciprocated, like you didn't get the reciprocation that you expected or wanted from the person? Is there ever a time where you've done something for someone and then you've thought, far out, man, I didn't get what I wanted from this, yeah, and then you kind of felt like you walked away from it empty? And I just want you to elaborate on that for me a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say 100%. Yeah, I think when, like, for example, like I'm a very analytical person. So if like I'm trying to gauge someone in the way that they are and how they move and how they think, yeah, I sort of give them a little bit of like nudges, a bit of test and all that kind of stuff to see if I was in a situation to benefit from them, could I benefit from them? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, so to answer your question, have I been in a situation where like I've done something for someone, yeah, and I've expected something in return? So that's what you're asking, yeah?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Or they didn't give you the response that you wanted.
Yeah, and the question is, do I take it personal? 100%. Yeah, I'm that person where, like, I think you know what it is. I think it's just because the way that I am, yeah, I can be a bit caring of other people. So the way that I act towards a person, I sort of expect, and this is going back to the whole intentions topic.
Yeah.
It can affect my intentions. Why did I do it? Because I can be a bit reciprocal. So like, and if some other people might call it a bit petty, you know what I mean? So in terms of like, for example, I don't know, like I might come to a set recording with you guys and I usually bring coffee or something like that. You know what I mean? Sus hasn't brought me a coffee. Next time I'm coming, I might not bring him a coffee. Like I used to go through periods where I'd be like, that's how I used to think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then when you think about it, you deep down and all that kind of stuff, you got to remove yourself from the actual situation.
Yeah.
You're like, you're of no value. You know what I mean? Whether the person benefits you or not, 100%. So you go.
I have the same thing. 'Cause I used to be the guy who used to think, oh, bro, I need to shout feeds for everyone. If I go out with people, I don't want anyone else paying. Not because, oh, wallah, because I'm trying to feed people, fi sabilillah. It was because, it was basically because I was like, it's kind of a custom. I'm Lebanese.
Oh, it's in their
Whenever people
culture.
go out,
I got a story about shouting you one time.
yeah. Shouting me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, yeah, and then like I'm Lebanese, so I have to be the one who comes to the forefront, punches on for the check, that sort of stuff, yeah. And basically, yeah, there were times where I'd go home and then I'd be like, cuz I got nothing left in me, cuz no money, no nothing. I'm like, what's going on? Why I keep paying for people's fees? And these are people I don't even know sometimes, bro. I just met them or whatever, and then they went for lunch or whatever, and then I just shouted them. And I'm like, damn, what the hell? And then you realize, bro, in the end, yeah, there was still something that I took away from it, even though I'm broke, and basically I probably never see that person again, even though they got a feed out of me, yeah? For me, it was kind of like after, I'm like, okay, the money might have sat and or could have gone to a worse place. Basically, I paid for people to eat, yeah?
So there's reward in
There
that.
was reward in it.
It can be
So
a ibadah.
I got the best out of this, not them. Does that make sense? Go on, tell me the story about me, 'cause I'm trying to hear this.
I just want to quickly add something on that point real quick before you tell the story. It's relevant. You know, that's something you're fortunate to have and a lot of people don't have nowadays. It's the ability to like dial into the situation and think from a point of perspective. Like if I was to be put in your shoes, or just having perspective of situations, like obstacles might come up,
Yeah.
some problem might come up, or you might be in a bad situation right now, but there's someone that's could be in a worse situation than you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might not have money right now, but I could have used it towards some sort of, I don't know, haram, or like I would have
Yeah.
wasted it doing something. You know what I mean? So it's pretty fortunate, and that's something people don't know nowadays.
Yeah, and there's also this saying where it's like their risk. That was their risk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote that person was going to get that money spent on them, and that food was going to go in their belly, regardless of where it was coming from. But that was written for them. And all I am is, I'm the middleman, basically.
That the Hamza used to see as you're clocking
You
it,
got it, bro, wallah.
This guy's
Basically, I'm not the owner of the money, yeah? It was never mine.
Yeah.
That had his name written on it. Regardless of where he wasn't. Mate, I could have gone to Egypt for some reason, and the guy there was just looking at me, and I ended up giving him, I don't know, whatever it is, 100 dinar or whatever it is, and then he went about his day. I don't know if Egyptian currency is dinar, but carry on. Basically, that could have been written for him instead of me.
Yeah.
And then I had no option after. I was crying about the money that I spent my money on him, but it's not my money. It was his the whole time.
Yeah.
It was written for him, not me.
Perspective.
There's a good Sheikh Abu Bakr Zoid. I'll send it to you. It's like a 1 minute reminder about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know? But
Shout out to him, he's a legend.
yeah, I'll tell you the story. So this guy, I used to know he always shouted. I don't know when he shouted me, but he shouted me one time, and then maybe it was at Latrobe. So me, him, and Hamza Farouk go to Papa Rich at Northland.
Oh, I remember this guy.
And this is like early days. We weren't really, like, we knew each other, but we're just like,
Yeah.
heck, he goes, let's eat. I was already going with Hamza. He's like, let's tag along. So this guy goes, and I'm like, this guy shouted me last time. I owe him a shout. You know?
Yeah, I think the
And
same.
I'm someone who, I'm very like particular. Every week I put, like, for example, $150 spending. That's my week's money. And then I spend it, and if I have $20 left, I don't eat out. You know, but you might be different. Like, that's how I was, kind of thing. I want to be intentional, so I can put savings and have emergency and stuff like that. So this guy takes me out, and then I'm like, I owe him a shout. So I go to the front, I'm like, here thing, $75. and I normally eat out maybe 20 or $25. There's 3 people. I'm like, let me shout to the guy. I'm like, damn, that hurts. You know? Then, because it's normal to him to spend 70 here, I've seen this guy, like $50 here, like it's normal for this guy. He goes, oh, thanks. And Hamza, he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in my head, why did I say $75 for that? So I thought I was like reciprocating, but to him, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
But it's normal. It's something normal. But to me, I'm like, $75. I don't remember the last time I spent $75 on a meal since that day.
That is
Do you get it?
crazy.
Yeah,
But to him, it's normal. So it was like,
See,
and my intention was either like it was to pay him back kind of thing because he paid me, but also to get like, thanks, bro, you're a real
Yeah.
one. But because he didn't care, I'm like, give my money back, transfer
Yeah.
it.
Not you did a good job, you did a great job, basically.
Bro, for me, but this is the thing, yeah. It's like, you would have remembered me paying for you, but I wouldn't have remembered it.
Yeah, I don't know if you did. I can't remember, but you probably did. That's why I paid.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
for me, yeah, this is the thing. If it comes down to it, and somebody else, I think I was getting to the stage where I was like, if somebody else wants to shout you, Suhail, don't fight them about it, because I was rolling past that whole I need to shout everybody every time.
Yeah.
and
Did
whatever
it get to an
is.
ego stage?
It wasn't an ego thing.
At
It
any
was more
stage?
like I was actually getting broke thing.
Yeah.
you had those
I was
options.
dead
Yeah.
set. So if I was going off Ashraf, in my head, I was probably like, I'm keen to pay for my own stuff. You
Yeah.
know, I don't mind it. And I thought Ashraf was the type of guy to go, yeah, everyone just pay for their own thing. And then he goes, I paid for it. I'm like, oh, well, that's all right, bro. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, what a legend.
Yeah.
But like, for me, yeah,
You did it twice that week, so it's not that deep to you.
yeah. And I don't know. I don't like. See, this is kind of like money things. So I don't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I said that. Like, even the Prophet ﷺ didn't leave
Sallallahu
anything for his kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, if I was to die with all the money in my wallet and nothing actually happened to it, yeah, like what benefit did it have
Yeah.
Yeah.
to me?
But that's something that you kind of have to learn. Firstly, it's why you do it. You never did it, so me or Ali or someone could say, thanks, bro, you're a
Yeah.
real one. Do you get it? You
Yeah.
did it and you're like, heck, I just want to do it because you had that risk mindset. This is ibadah. I did it and did not think about, oh, I'm giving him his risk. I just said that I owe him and maybe I want to thank you.
Yeah.
And there was only dunya. If you have the akhirah perspective, it's different. But it's also like the attachment to money kind of thing. Like I was someone who's like, I'm not like a love for money. It's not deep to me. I've lost money, I've gained money, and I went up and down, broke, debt, whatever. But it's like, it was like I was conscious of my money.
Yeah.
So doing that kind of thing was just different to me. But I remember Hamza Yusuf on that series, he said, so I kept quoting him, but Hamza Yusuf, he spoke about like the love for money. It was episode 1. I listened to it like 3 times. Unbelievable. When he said like, if someone owes you money, like $20, and you have 10K, someone owes you $20. It's a Sharia reason, like Sharia he owes you, but it's not good for like, what did he say, like for the heart, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like for you to
miserliness.
for you to go ask and say, hey, can I have the money back? It's not good for the heart. And he gave a story of this hadith that there was a wealthy man who didn't have any hasanat except when he used to ask his servant to go collect his money, you know, when people owed money. And if they didn't have it, he would tell them not to worry about it. He didn't have any good deeds, but on the day of judgment, Allah said to his angels, this man was forgiving to his people when they had dealings with him, and I'm more worthy of forgiving people. So he forgave the person of all the sins. So that was the habit, to kind of like allow the money to go. You shouldn't. If you have $10,000, how small is it to be asking for $20?
$20, yeah.
Think about it. As zakat, if you have 10K, you owe $250 zakat, 2.5%. 2.5% is $250. Now you're asking for $20.
Wallah.
Think about like how your heart, like $20. So it's that kind of thing where it's like, don't get too attached to the money because it's like really nothing.
Yeah,
And it could be good deeds. You could be spending $20 on a dude, you know?
You talking about money made me think about one thing. That one thing that like made me start to question my intentions with zakat. Because isn't donations in general, isn't it tax deductible?
Donations fi
Yeah.
sabilillah.
No, but like, can't you get your money back from tax returns?
You can, yeah, you can.
Bro,
Sadaqah
you
and
can.
zakat.
No, but the first time I heard that,
Oh, tax return.
yeah, hey, that twisted my intentions, bro.
Yeah.
That was bad. Because obviously,
I did that too. One time, wallah.
like, I don't know about you guys, but for myself, like donations, I don't just do it on the spot. Like, for some reason, I have to think about it because, you know, maybe I'm valuing money too much or whatever circumstance I'm in. But then once I heard that the first time, that I can get my money back, that was twisted. That was twisted, bro.
Wait.
It's tax deductible. There's zakat and stuff.
Yeah,
No
like your
way.
donations in general, like you can
Oh,
get
wow.
back at the end of the financial year. But that's what made me
God.
realize, like, what am I doing, bro? Like, why am I giving donations in? So, like, just little things that, like, trigger
Yeah.
your intentions.
Bro, it's like, if you think about it, I'll give an analogy. It's like you know the way you put money into stocks, for example?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you got assets, yeah? Basically, if you did spend the money on something for Allah's sake, you kind of transferred it to assets in the ikhra instead.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
You'll eventually get
it.
you're making
You're putting this,
Bitcoins
you're
in
putting this
Jannah.
investment for the akhirah.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like you
Yeah.
don't lose. There's no
But
loss.
you know,
It's
even
better than Dogecoin and stuff.
but even zakat, it was the first year. Like, yes, today is the first day zakat's due for me in my life.
You got savings.
It's like,
Why?
well, you count the amount, but it was like today's a year from the first day I made it. The amount for zakat. So it was a big thing for me. What?
I got to get on that, but
You see,
Yeah, I'm
but it was-
confused.
no. So how it
Just
works
give
is
money, bro.
zakat. There's an amount you have to have. For example,
In your savings?
Yeah, NZF says like I think 6,500 whatever, and I had savings when I was a kid, so I hit that, and it's like when you hit this amount, in the next 12 months, zakat's due. If you ever go under, it starts again. So 12 months later, my zakat's due, and no one's ever spoken to me about zakat, and it's a big amount, 2.5%. If you have like 10,000, it's 250. We're not used to hearing here's 250.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So
100%.
it's something where it's like, but it's one of those things where it's like, it purifies your money.
It
So
does.
it's how you do it.
Yeah.
I should say, zakat purifies your wealth, and sadaqah doesn't decrease your wealth. So sadaqah is just giving charity. Zakat is 2.5% every year. So if you give zakat, inshallah, like 2.5%, we should all find out, learn the fiqh and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you give it, it purifies your wealth, and sadaqah doesn't decrease your wealth. So think
Yeah.
about that. If I give $20, and bro, I don't know how many times I've thought to myself, let me give 50, like I went Jummah once, I gave $50. And I'm like, damn, that's actually like, I felt like a boss, you know?
Yeah.
Somehow, my mom or something, I get $100 in another
Yeah.
way. I'm like, then in my head, I'm like, I don't want you to give my money back.
Yeah,
Don't give it.
that's
Give it in the
scary. That's
akhirah.
scary.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
scary.
But your wealth,
That one there.
subhanallah, it always comes back. This time,
100%.
and like Allah says, like from places you don't expect,
100%.
$50 here. It's like this guy if he shouts you. I gave $50 for Jummah. We go out and he goes, I'll shout you lunch.
Then job keeper.
But like,
I didn't get job
no, but
keeper.
that's a
But
perfect
imagine-
that's a perfect example. Like random things can happen in your life where it's like you get that money back
But
because you
also-
just don't know. Like it's not in your control. Allah, is
and
about-
that kind of motivates you to give more. But you know, when we get job keeper and stuff,
Mm.
we didn't even work for the money.
yeah,
We should be like trying to be conscious of trying to give. Because bro, 20, like now we go out, if you want to go eat after this, we all spend $20.
Yeah.
People get fed for a month for $20.
Yeah, 100%, bro. The groceries.
Who
for the
know?
week.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Like even just $20. There used to be an app, Human Appeal, or not Human Appeal, United Nations. Some people don't like to donate, but they had a 70 cents feed a person for a day on your phone.
That's crazy.
So I was like 70 cents. Wallah, why not? I felt like a boss.
Cents is nothing.
But it's like
To us, it's nothing at least.
if I saw 70 cents
Like
on
a
the floor,
boss.
I won't pick it up. Okay, I might pick it up. But it's one of those things where
The box of Migorine noodles at what's it called? The 20 packet, the jumbo size ones.
yeah, mum does
15 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them is like
They're
50
like
cents.
15
Yeah.
bucks, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Do you know how much you can eat?
Yeah,
That's
you
like
can-
if you're being a bit stingy with it, you can probably be eating for like
keep stingy with that.
depends if you're mixing 3 or 1.
no, you can
Do you
you,
eat
can,
3
you can
packets?
eat for a solid 6 days, bro. 5 days of that box,
Yeah, you're right.
bro. 6 days, 5 days with 15 bucks, cuz your stomach's not gonna work.
But you have to be hungry every single time you're having
But sadaqah is actually something like we do for, obviously it's for other people, but it's
Yeah.
for ourselves, which is, it's also like a good thing because it kind of like,
purifies us, bro.
and it's also the love for money.
Exactly.
When you give, and there's 2 things people say. They should say, give where you know it's like it's visible what you're giving. Don't just put it in a tub. Know what you're kind of giving to. You know, because sometimes you put it in
What
a
do you mean?
like
so
if,
you know that it's going somewhere
if you
else to
give-
benefit you.
yeah, if you
Oh.
imagine you go and you say, so how I want to buy you a nice jacket, for example. You bought him a jacket, you know, it brings value. You kind of see it's like, it's a reminder. If you just put it in a tub, the $100, you don't know where it went. Or no, I'm giving it to Bangladesh, and for kids here, I'm going to
It's the same like supporting small businesses
Yeah.
instead of like big.
So kinda know where it
corporations
goes.
and all that.
And also, they say, give a little where it hurts. So when you're going to give sadaqah, don't give $2.50. Because like, that's just nothing.
Yeah.
If 25 hurts,
Oh.
give just 30, just so you feel it a bit more.
I haven't done that
On
in
your
a while,
heart.
bro. That
And
makes
crack
me
the
feel
nuts, bro.
That makes me
That's
feel
all it is,
bad.
'cause it's if you're the disease of the heart is when you're attached to money that much that it hurts you when you put the money
You
in.
hold back.
It's a good indication.
Yeah, but it's good that you're
It's a
working
good
on it there.
indication, you
'Cause
know what I mean?
Imagine if I go, hey, $400 now, $450 to build a well, go do it. That'll hurt, yeah.
Yeah, but there was actually a good point
But
about
it's
that.
it's good to kind of do it, you know, like exercise for the heart.
Sorry, but there's actually a good point about that. They
What
were
is
like,
that?
like you were saying, if you want to know where your money goes, in order for you to know whether or not you're actually benefiting from it, because obviously, if you put money in, for example, a well, no one uses the well. To what extent do you actually get
Okay.
deeds for it? You only get based off of your intention. After that, yeah,
Yeah.
you get based off your intention, which isn't a bad thing still.
Mm.
But on top of that, if you go, okay, I'd rather build one of those taps, makes it easier for the kids to, I think it was Abu Bakr, his name.
Yeah, he said
He
that.
was speaking about instead of giving a well, it takes kids 6 years to put the bucket down and to reel it up,
Yeah.
and then they only get a certain amount of. Open a water tap for them. Yeah, it makes it easy. They just
It makes more
turn that,
sense.
and then they can
But
just get a lot
it's
of water
price
quick
too,
and whatever.
you know?
Obviously,
Yeah.
price, yeah. But if you chip into it a little bit, you still get
Yeah,
maximum
true, true,
rewards.
true.
So like, it's about being efficient with your zakah. Like you don't go around saying, okay, I'm just gonna give. You have to give of your best to
Mm.
others,
Yeah.
and if you do, you'll notice that Allah will give of His best to you, and it just
Yeah.
happens.
And
bro.
to those who deserve it the most as well.
But
You
you
know
know
what I
the
mean?
thing-
Because
Go.
a lot of people think sometimes like giving sadaqah to people abroad, yeah, is much better. Is like the first thing you do. Do you know what I mean? Oh, let me just hop
Back
on
home.
Human Appeal. Let me just do that. Do you know what I mean? Let me just do that. Do you know what I mean? But then you've got people like in Melbourne that are homeless and they're having it
Mm.
hard. Or you've got family members, like you might donate to someone that you don't even know. Yeah, like Abu Bakr, yeah, radiallahu an. You know what I mean? He used to give a sadaqah, a monthly stipend. I think it was monthly, a monthly stipend to a family member every single time.
There's the one that abused him, yeah, and then he goes
Later
I'm gonna
on,
take it back
he-
off him.
His family member, and he's the one that it's called Al-Ghiba against Aisha radiallahu an.
Oh yeah.
And then after there was a reverse and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
revealed about it later on and all that kind of stuff, yeah. But then after, Ilahi later on speaks about it and all that kind of stuff. And that guy was most deserving of it. You know what I mean? He needed it. You know what I mean? But Abu Bakr could have given it to the people of the masjid that stayed at the Masjid Nabawi all that time.
Yeah.
He could have given it to people of, I don't know, they call it a sufa or something like that. He could have given it to them. He could have done that. But he gave it to a family member. You know what I mean? A family member that actually needed it. So like going back to the whole efficient thing is some people need it more, but you just don't realize. You know what I mean? And it's easier sometimes to be a bit lazy with the way you give sadaqah. Or it's a bit easy. That's where the intentions come in. You know what I mean? Why am I doing it? You know what I mean? Am I
Yeah.
doing it just to get it off and doing another chore?
Yeah.
If you're doing another chore, then like how much of the benefits could you sow?
100%.
You know what I mean? You got to reap all the benefits while you got it.
There's a lot of organizations that help, like NZF. I remember the CEO was chatting about it. It's like the amount of people that come to him, like that need to like bury someone who passed away. They don't have the funds for it. They go to NZF and they're like, here's 6K. Here's this amount. People need clothing. People need a house. They pay for it. There's a lot of people in Melbourne that does need like zakat and sadaqah. But I want to say on the well thing, it's like people like it's common to build a well when someone passes away. You know, and obviously, like when you pass away and you have 5,000, it's good for your money to be spent like when you pass away. But how much better is it when you make the intention alive? I want to spend $450 and build a well, or $1,000 and build a tap. You know, like I know there's a organization that's been popular on Instagram. I think Penny Appeal.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
You have seen them?
What's that? I don't know.
They're just like a Sadaqah organization. Human Appeal do sponsor an orphan for $50
Yeah.
a month. Penny Appeal do $30 a month. Like obviously it depends on maybe what they give and stuff, but it's like $1 a day or $1.50 a day. It's like, how can we not give it?
Makes
And
sense.
the orphan's life changes completely.
Yeah.
$50.
Yeah.
That's come on, bro. That's 2 dinner
I think
boxes
for-
at Macca's.
Yeah, well, it is. I think a lot of times the people, the thing that hinders them the most is the fact that they don't know they have to give it. Does that make sense? They don't know why they have to give it. Sometimes if it's, I've done my 2.5%, what's the point of me paying anything
why
else?
give
It's not
more?
compulsory too.
Yeah, like they don't understand what they get out of it. See, a lot of the time it's basically education that's going to help us.
Mm.
If we're not educated on the matter, which is inshallah a little heads up that we're going to inshallah get somebody who's an expert on zakat on the podcast to talk
Inshallah.
about this further,
Mm.
because we're not as educated as he is, but like there's little intricate details and there's things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has like hidden blessings in zakat that help us that we don't know about, inshallah. And the main thing for us is to just basically give and not be miserly and just put our trust in Allah that it will come back to
Yeah,
us.
I think it's the fear aspect. People don't want. See how you said you were broke.
Yeah.
People don't want to be broke.
Yeah.
People like that comfortability. I know I have $500 in my bank account.
Yeah.
They don't want to go under. They don't want to go to zero and be in debt and stuff. Like obviously there has to be a balance towards it, but it's like kind of trusting a lot as well. Like
Yeah,
you can't be
exactly,
too attached because you have to know like maybe it's going to increase my risk. You know, not maybe it is going to increase your risk, but it's
100%.
like that attachment, the balance kind
And
of
also,
thing.
like, I also feel like the reward you're getting from like donation sadaqah, it's like it's not in front of you. The reward, like, it's not tangible. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nothing like you can hold on to, like as if you get a prize or something. But like, it's hard to do something with good intentions
And
when
you
there's
can't
no
see
reward to it and you can't see it.
Instant gratification.
Exactly, that's the
yeah,
problem.
that's the one.
I like it.
But I want to make this clear to everyone. We're not doing this to flex our good deeds. Wallah, our intention here is to basically, if we can somehow, like, not inspire, I hate that word, you know, if we can somehow, like, at
Encourage.
least depict a different side to things when it comes to, like, doing things for other people, yeah, if we can somehow, like, push you to do something good for somebody else and see it in a different perspective, alhamdulillah, you know, do it fi sabilillah. It's not for us.
Yeah.
Now the goal is just to kind of have a good intention.
Just, yeah.
And
It's all
sometimes
about
just-
intention.
Just talking
Everything
about
goes
it
back
is
to
more than enough. Do you know
Just-
what I
no,
mean?
but for us,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of the time, yeah, if you outwardly talk about the good things that you do, there can only be one of two reasons, you know? It could either be to inflate your own ego, or it could be to try and benefit others, you know? To try and, like, push other people to do the same. And for us, we have to make it clear what our intention is. Because basically, this could be a flex podcast, or this could be a podcast where we're telling people the only reason why we're talking about benefiting others is because we want to make sure that we kind of like draw the clear line as to like why we're doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know how to say it particularly, but it's trying to like not make the lines blurred,
Yeah.
to make it clear what our intention is here. Like, we don't really care. In the end of the day, you can go about your life the way you want to go about it.
Yeah. If you want to do sadaqah or not,
Sorry, I don't care. If you do it, you don't do it.
Mm,
But in the end of the day, if you want to do it, inshallah, beautiful. Alhamdulillah. I've got nothing to do with it. It's all Allah. We've got nothing to do with it. It's all Allah. Yeah? But
yeah, for sure.
what we're saying is, here's another perspective. Beautiful. Get a conversation going. Talk to other people about it. You know what I mean? And then we'll see what happens, inshallah.
Yeah.
If we can exact change in one person, bro, alhamdulillah. And it's not us, that's Allah's blessing to us.
Yeah.
Even a lot of time, even for change, like seeking change, a lot of time it's more we seek the spark in conversation. We just want to kind of like put that little switch on, and then you want to just discuss, because we're not people of knowledge.
Yeah.
We actually like we're everyday people.
Yeah.
We might read a couple books, listen to a couple podcasts, but we get guests on for a reason.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's kind of thing. It's like all we're trying to do, and all everyone should try to do, is just become more conscious of it to just grow.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
How people plant the seed, man.
Yeah.
100%.
That's the
Is
main
that where
thing.
we should plug in our quote? Think progress, not perfection. Come on.
Bro, I'll find out down the line, bro, that some guy in Sweden or something like that
Trademarked it.
graphic designed it or something like that.
let him do what he wants, man. Alhamdulillah.
But
Yeah.
it's all good, bro. I think we'll wrap it up there, boys.
Yeah,
I
well,
reckon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. please don't be shy. Tell us how you feel. You
And
know,
and share
we're
it.
down here, everything, especially the positive comments, inshallah. But yeah, check us out on TikTok, on Instagram, and yeah, thank you very much for listening. Have a great day or a good night, and we'll see you later.